Good. All right. So I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Planning Commission, June 16th, 2026. It's now 6:19 p.m. Is there an official agenda for this meeting, or are we just winging?
The official agenda item is work session on the comp plan.
All right, work session.
Session on the comp plan with the Planning Commission.
So do we dispense with the normal formalities? All right, very good. So turn it over to Jennifer to start presenting the Chapter 6 of the comp plan.
Did we finish Chapter 5? We were pretty close to it.
I thought we did. Yeah, we did. Yes, it's done.
Wait, yes, we did.
Yes, we did. And your video's frozen, so that's pretty cool.
Well, I'll turn the video off then.
Oh.
So, Chapter 6.
Chapter 6.
Okay.
Are we going to share screen?
Yes, sir.
There's no sirs here, and I think we've established that all of us work for a living. I know John does.
Oh, there I go. I got it now.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to do my best to run the show here. Was it bigger last time?
Yeah,
no, it's bigger. Perfect right now. You could blow up the right screen a little bit, but not much. No, the other right.
Close. I can't read it.
Yeah, no. I'm looking at the one on my computer.
So we may have to toggle back and forth just a little bit, but again, we'll kind of work through it. So Kelsey's also away from us tonight, so I'm going to do my best to run the controls here on the two screens. So it sounds like you all got through chapters 4 and 5 at your last regular meeting. So great. So we'll start with 6 today. Today's a work session only, so no other business. So we'll see how far we can get. So we have pulled up on the screen try to get it all right. The Kimley Horn version with, I believe, Commissioner Madsen's edits on the left, and we have Commissioner Kirkwood's language on the right. And for those in the room on the TV screen, we have the draft version from the consultant in the prettier format for your review, in case there's a photo or a graphic that we need to discuss. And we can certainly adjust that as well. So let us know. So I'll let you all take the lead from there, and I'll do my best to sort of make these legible as they need to be as much as we can on the screen. If you want to join the Teams meeting as well, you can see it on your screen if that's easier for you. Just
Send
really
out
make sure
that
that
invite. Please do. Yeah.
I can tell IT we worked out the issue. That's always once you ask, then you figure it out, right? You call in help. Okay, everyone can look for that link and join. Looks like Chapter 6 is Employment and Fiscal Sustainability. I believe you all should have these in I believe they had emails and or links as well.
Just remember to mute your microphone speakers.
So, where are we going here?
A few of the folks here in the room.
Yeah, definitely have to mute.
I wasn't quick enough on the trigger.
He's the one who warned all of us.
All right. So Jennifer described, so on the left-hand side of the screen is Ken. Yeah, that's your revisions. And on the right-hand side is Kevin's revisions. Do you want to briefly describe what your revisions entailed? So just kind of as a summary. What was your intent with your revisions?
Well, I said in this section, Kimberly Horn version, I had just minor edit.
Okay.
No, I didn't go and read through. I did read Kevin's version as well, so I didn't insert Kevin's version. That was just my read of it and wordsmithing. Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Kevin, do you want to just kind of give a brief summary of your revision for the first part of it?
My intent was again to shorten, use fewer words and get down to the meat of the situation, right? So, didn't disagree notionally with the way Kimberly Horn staged their data, but it was just a lot of words and not necessarily very focused on the intent of making the foundation of rural plus local economy known.
So I would just want to say, atypical of the Kimberly Horn, write-up, it tends to be very fluffy versus more of the meat and potatoes.
Right.
Okay. Are there any additional comments? Oh, go ahead.
And again, not about me. It's all about the content. So if we can focus on the content, we're good.
Right. I like the fact that you use bullet points to be able to draw the reader's eye to, the specifics of what we're trying to accomplish. To me, that helps people to understand what the ultimate goal is or the intent is. Personally, but that's just me.
So as I was looking at both of these versions, the Kimberly Horn version and Kevin's, I kind of like a combination of the two. I don't mind that first sentence of Kimberly Horn's. I do not prefer the second sentence, which talks about a dynamic economy and innovation, which might not be consistent with our way of life or might not preserve what we value. So I did have a suggested edit to that second sentence. What I recommend is something that would just, again, harken back to what we hope to preserve. A strong local economy supports quality jobs and economic opportunity while preserving the rural character, agricultural heritage, and quality of life that residents value. I think that protects what we're hoping to protect while also encouraging economic growth. So I would recommend changing that second sentence if folks are amenable to that. And then as I look at the rest of it, I really like Kevin's second paragraph, which talks about just kind of the how we go about looking at economic future of the county. And I think that would be a really good insert next into Kimley Horn's version. And then I think it would be okay to keep in that next paragraph about local economies and then, historically what we've done in the past. But, that's just kind of my overall thoughts on if we were potentially going to be blending. I don't mind giving kind of a little bit more background on where the employment has been, where it could grow, but always within the framework of preserving our way of life here in Elbert County.
Would you repeat your revisions to that second sentence so I can?
Yeah, I can send
them?
you the second sentence if that.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, I'm just going to email it because I'm not in the group right now. I do like Kevin's bullet points because I think that kind of helps remind us what it's all about. So I wouldn't be opposed to including that as well, or potentially eliminating some of Kimley Horn's if we feel like it's redundant to the bullet points.
No, I don't have anything right now. I'm still getting through it.
I'm not opposed to a little bit of flowery in there. We paid Kimberly Horn a lot of money. Why can't we use most of their product? I'm still unclear on. I understand you guys want to get down to the meat of it, but this looks like a very nice presentation to me. I'm not sure I see a reason to change any of it.
Dan, were you listening to what I just said? I just talked about preserving the majority of that. So I was just wondering if you.
I don't know why we need to change any of it. Is my point.
I explained the one sentence, and I'll read it to you. A dynamic economy supports job creation, fosters innovation.
I heard you.
And I didn't read it all. And enhances the quality of life by providing residents with access to stable employment and diverse career opportunities. I don't know that guaranteeing all of that without putting it within the boundaries of who we are as a county makes sense. So I didn't read out that full sentence. So I wanted to read it in full so that those who might be listening would know. That sounds like an urban developer's description of how Lone Tree can grow or how Highlands Ranch can grow or Parker can grow. That doesn't sound like something that would be applicable to Elbert County.
I agree.
I agree with Nicole on that too. And back to the point, I mean, our job here is not to just rubber stamp Kimley Horn's comp plan. It's to go through it meticulously and make sure, we can redline it where it's needed. But with that said, I don't mind. I like your version, Ken, your red line, some of your wordsmithing around it too. You didn't change a lot. Yeah, you just cleaned it up.
Yeah, just cleaned it up.
Yeah.
That's all.
So is there any other parts of Kevin's you want to inject? Someone mentioned the bullet points. Did the bullet points flow well into portions of the edit version?
Where are you proposing to add them?
I have a question for Kevin. On your bullet point number 3, creates jobs without requiring suburban scale growth to maintain them or to sustain them. Can you be a little more specific on what's your intent there, what you mean?
Sure, I don't want to grow Aurora in Elbert County.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I said I don't want to grow Aurora in Elbert County. I mean, I appreciate the fact that we need jobs, we need growth, we need those kinds of things. But do we need to do it at an Aurora scale where we have, Aurora is primarily a housing community. It is not a industrialized, commercialized community. It is foundationally a bedroom community for Denver. And I don't think we want to become another Denver bedroom community.
So your intent was to keep away from the en masse of on every corner a strip mall in support of the bedroom community.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Dan, you keep bringing up, and Dan Guthrie, I don't know if McAllen's there, but you keep bringing up that a lot of these ranchers and farmers, want to get the best out of their property, and that typically means that they're going to sell to a developer and grow more houses in that space. I'm looking at it going, we are losing farmers at a rate that is ridiculous. And we reach a point where, we're not going to be sustainable. We're not going to have a local agricultural economy. And we still need that. It is critical that we have food, crops, things that are fundamentally the reason why we move into an agricultural area. I mean, John talked earlier about the situation at his farm now, and it's going to be a hobby farm, but it's going to be a farm, and we don't need to lose that. We can't lose that.
I agree with that. As a matter of fact, we have more small farms now in this county than we used to. Slightly less agricultural ground, but more farms. So they're smaller. I'm not suggesting that Elbert County is not positioned to become non-agriculture. 9/10 of our county is fully agriculture and will be for quite some time. I'm trying to watch out for the private property rights of those folks that want to sell their ground to, frankly, the highest bidder, whoever that might be. That's my concern.
Yep, you've made that abundantly clear, and we've all heard it. And I think we're all moving forward in the same direction. The only difference between us and the statements that you made have been that we are looking at it and we have lived the planning that's gone on for almost 10,000 houses, and we don't need that according to the economic growth plans that we've seen, and we are losing the character of our county if every plot of land becomes a place for a subdivision.
What's the time frame for those 7,000 approved houses?
It is
Many years.
30, 50 years. Doesn't matter.
Well,
if we have the allocation already done.
Yes. I refer.
Grow more? No.
I refer to the Spring Valley 30 years ago. It was approved for 1,750 homes, and we were all in an uproar. And of that 750, there's been 800 built, and that's 30 years.
Dan, the timeframe for this comprehensive plan is 10 years. So rest assured that in 10 years, if there hasn't been enough development, we can redo this. Whoever's here can redo this and can usher in a lot more development.
And I think that's an important part. I know you guys are really focused on the rural aspect. And I'm not here to see it turn into I'm not encouraging it to turn into Parker or Aurora. But I think there's a certain level of reality that we have to accept. Growth is coming this way. And it makes much better sense to put the higher density growth in the northwest corner where they don't have so far to go so that we don't have to build the roads, and then it doesn't fall on the taxpayer to build the 50 miles of road to get to the new subdivision that's way out in the boonies. That's all.
Yep.
It did fall on the taxpayer when these high-density developments were dropped into the middle of the country. That's exactly what happened in northwest Elbert County, just so we're clear.
Well, I can tell you that Independence has put in a great number of roads.
They didn't pay their own way.
I think I would have to argue that with you, but we can have that discussion outside of this.
We can, because up to this date, Elbert County has paid $3.6 million back to Independence for all of the impact fees, the tax use fees, and the traffic fees. That was as of the 2024 audit as a reimbursement for Independence paving Hilltop Road 158. And once we repay them back for paving it, their metro district gets to keep it. That's what's in our audit. And it has been since 2019. So the taxpayers, my point in all of that is that the taxpayers are having to foot the bill when we put these communities in the middle of nowhere.
Well, let's keep them closer to the county line then.
That is the middle of nowhere. All you have to do is look over the border between Douglas County and Elbert County up at Hilltop. There is nothing out there. And in fact, the development strategy for Douglas County was as we move further away from our suburb areas, we are going to require larger land parcels. So you get right over the border where Independence Community is, and you have 5 and 10 acre lots right next to high density development. It does not make sense, and it's not compatible.
Okay, back to the document.
Yes.
We've had our political say. I think we can move forward with the document at this point, though.
So scrolling down, any other changes besides adding Kevin's bullet points and merging the two versions?
Well, was there any other parts that folks felt like we should integrate some more of Kevin's language into the Kimley Horn? I in particular really liked, in the third paragraph of Kevin's under local economy, there is a sentence that says like the county doesn't need to approve more housing to justify its fiscal future. And I do think there's some legitimacy to that, particularly where Kimley Horn's version says, in the very last paragraph, it says, in recent decades, the economy has diversified slightly with more residents commuting to their jobs near urban centers. And it says this shift has brought new residential demand, especially in the western part of the county. I think in particular, right there, that would be an important area to potentially add something about the fact that even this shift in residential demand isn't in and of itself a requirement for trying to bring in use housing to justify how we're going to build our future. And so one recommendation that I had is just right following this part about residential demand, something similar to what Kevin's is, that the county, has entitled more than 9,000 future housing units, providing substantial capacity to accommodate the projected growth without the need for additional large-scale residential approvals in the near term. Because I could see this being used as this is how we need to bring in more money to the community, especially in that northwest section of our county. And I think that our comprehensive plan survey was pretty clear that they don't really want more high-density development in that area. I think we ought to take that into account, and I think if we made a clear statement that said something about that, these residential approvals in and of themselves are fulfilling a demand, that we can look to job creation and career opportunities as the place where we're going to secure the financial future of our county.
Yes.
So Jennifer, I saw that you added that line.
I think there was probably more. I was just trying to get, is that even the right spot?
Can you
Can
see
make it
that?
larger.
Yes.
Here, I can make it bigger.
Yeah, I think, yeah, is it right before the end? It's after the western
It's
part.
before the bullet.
Right before the bullet points, which I'm not sure if those are in the right spot either.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that's the right spot.
That's the right.
It's what I was referring to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to lengthen that sentence or just that sentence as it reads?
I can send you what I wrote. but-
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good too. Yeah, that might be. If you guys like that, that's
Yeah,
pretty
that's-
straightforward.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Too.
Okay.
And did I get the top part correct? Changing that second sentence and then,
Yeah.
I'm not sure, is this a second paragraph or is this still part of that first?
Yeah, it's another paragraph.
It's a separate paragraph, okay.
Yeah.
Just want to be sure. And then we're keeping the paragraph that starts local economies, correct?
I didn't mind that one, but you guys tell me what you think.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that one too.
Yep, leave it.
And then I'll add this, but there, if you'll, for those of you here on the TV, the Kim Lee Horn version had a graphic after that second paragraph. So I just was making a note. Did you all want to keep the graphic or delete that?
I didn't edit graphics, so there's, I would say keep it.
Yeah, I don't mind it. The only thing I was going to mention is I noticed on the next page is when Kim Lee Horn has like a little note that that this section uses data collected from such and such and such and such. I think that should be at the beginning of the section. So if we could just make a note so that we are all aware that all of the data and their infographics is coming from this American Community Survey report.
I agree with that. Keep the graphic.
Okay. Keep graphic.
In the reference.
And move the source citation.
Yeah.
Add note
wherever.
for the next page about where data is coming from. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you like the bullets at the end of that section,
Correct.
and then moving into economic evolution. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you
Yep.
all going slow with us to make sure we get it right. Okay.
Okay.
Let me move this over a little bit. Whoops, sorry about that.
Yeah, this is where I disagreed with the order in which they were putting the elements in place. They're talking about becoming a strong residential community first. That's not our foundation. It's not our backbone. You know, it may become part of what we are evolving to, but it is not the first thing we think of.
Correct.
I also took out the,
How about we change rural to agricultural?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Agricultural ranching.
We'll fix that. I'm not sure why it's on a different line. Because it's one of those days.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Can you put Kevin's back on top real quick?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And again, I like the juxtaposition of leveraging the corridors, but I couldn't fit that factor into the way we were structuring this because it still focused on that we were not growing correctly.
I.e. being a bedroom community with commuters to the next town for employment. Even though that's a reality, that's not what we should be focused on.
And I like the concept of industrial and commercialization, but we are truly, at a crossroads. We do have an imbalance in one. We could replace the imbalance with another. And so it has to be strong, controlled, measured.
And sustainable.
And not,
I mean,
sustainable is the right word.
Well, sustainable in a way that we can continue to encourage it and be able to bring in the right kind. We don't need a data center, but, the.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
Why don't we?
Right. I know, and that's the thing is, what are we going to encourage from an industrial standpoint to help bring into balance the revenue stream into the county so it's not so heavily tilted towards the residential?
I think you hit it on the head with balanced.
I know.
Across the board, we have to be balanced.
It has to be balanced, but but also when you're trying to balance something, you're trying to then encourage that growth in that area to create the balance, and it's just making sure that it's not, as Kevin states, trading one imbalance for another imbalance. What is the right kind of growth, and how do you encourage that? Through a different tax structure or wherever the case may be, so people can come in, but also at the same time, do it in a way that, maintains the character of the county, or, can at least, not be, for lack of a better term, ugly, to the county. So,
Would commercial development along 194 on the Elbert County side or 166 be considered ugly?
What I'm saying ugly is making sure that there's proper landscaping plans associated with, the placement of, of the type or scope of project that would be incumbent into that area.
Absolutely.
And that's something that we've all talked about at one time or another is, making sure there's a, proper regulation associated with that and the teeth to be able to enforce it. Because a lot of times there is some sort of plan, or suggestions made by the Planning Commission to the Board of County Commissioners, but then there's not the teeth to be able to enforce it, or it's difficult to enforce, or whatever the case may be. So, those are, to me, part of the consideration. But in this document, we've got to I kind of like how Kevin put it. I don't want to trade one imbalance for another. So,
So what's your recommendation for language, Robert?
I would like to see us include, in addition to Highway 80 6, 24, and I-70. Why can't we put something along 166 on the western end, and the same thing on the south side of 194 to capture some of that revenue into tax money that is driving into Parker?
We already have the economic development zone, and Singing Hills Road is certainly not equivalent to Highway 86. They're
Oh, no.
two very different types of roads.
They are.
It would be inappropriate, I think, to identify that as a place for such significant, potentially industrial type of development.
Do we want to actually call out roads, or at least allow us the flexibility to be able to change and modify within the 10-year period what those economic development zones are? That's why I'm leaning towards Kevin's version.
Yeah, I agree. I would probably not have
So leave-
specific roads listed here.
Leave roads out altogether.
We have some options.
I'd be okay with leaving the roads out
I
altogether.
agree with that.
Okay, are we voting for Kevin's version? We're voting for Kevin's version.
Yep.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
You officially vote.
For that entire section?
I think so.
I think so, yeah. I mean, does anybody see anything wrong with Kevin's version? Let's put it that
No.
way. Okay. Nope. All right.
Will you put Kevin's version back up on top for just a minute, please? Oh, I guess you have it over on the other side.
It's
Yeah,
the
it's on
new
the
red
red there.
text.
Okay.
Does anybody see anything wrong with the graphics that then would support or be the verbiage associated with Kevin's version? Based upon,
I think the graphics tell a tale. They're important to keep.
Yeah, but does it align, Dan, is the question, I think. And it may not.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand your point.
no, the question is, does Kevin's verbiage then pair well, resonate with that graphic? Does it enhance, does it help explain, does it make the verbiage visually?
I think the graphic tells a story of its own that's an important part.
I mean, I think it's fine. Kevin's
It
talks
go-
about similar.
Yeah, it goes with his
And
last
that's
paragraph.
That's what I'm
Good question.
kind of just driving towards.
It fits.
And I just, since we're talking about the graphics, I just wanted to mention one more thing. I emailed you about it, but if we can clarify the date, because I do think it's 5-year segments, and the most recent data was released in January of 2026. So I'm hoping that they based it, if they didn't base it off of the January 2026 data, we might need to just check and see. And what it does is it just pulls it forward a year. So it's between the year like 2020 and 2024 instead of 2019 and 2023. So it would be nice to make sure we're using the most up-to-date information for these graphics.
You're suggesting 2019 to 2026?
Well, no, what I read was that it was released in 2026 and that apparently it's through 2024.
Okay.
And you would want the newest data possible?
Yeah, if we could just get the newest data.
Yes. Noted. Okay, employment community.
And I'll be really interested, I mean, in the long run, right? With the amount of people moving to our county, this will change a lot. So it'll be interesting to see how much the demographics change with employment.
All right, next section, employment commutes. This to me was just primarily informational.
There's a lot of text in this section.
A lot.
Yeah, I shortened it
Very
on my
text-heavy.
side, but, but still played credence to some of the things that were in there, right? And remote work becomes an important piece of the puzzle for a lot of that urban type setting for folks that are working remotely, working out of their homes.
Say that one more time.
I added remote work at some levels.
Oh, remote work, yeah.
And, you know, I changed their tone of leakage a little bit, but not much. Right? We lose the impact of having businesses as a commuter workforce. We lose the ability to protect our roads and et cetera.
I personally didn't mind Kimley Horn's version on this one. But I do appreciate the shortened text from Kevin because it was long.
I always strive for shorter, but you know, when you think about the audience of who's going to be reading this, it's going to be, community members as well as, our county commissioners who are going to engage in, potential changes in our regulations and so on to support this. And so, you have to be clear with the message so that when those changes occur, someone can refer back to it and go, oh, that's why they're making the change, because this is what, the comprehensive plan, you don't want to make it difficult for them to interpret it. It's almost, at that point, it's almost like law, right? It's got to be clear enough to be able to argue the point, right? So, why are you making the change?
Well, what I thought was interesting about Kevin's, I agree, I think Kimley Horns is mostly factual. I kind of like that last sentence of Kevin's really is kind of like a value statement, talking about how remote work can be a meaningful economic benefit, because it does end up meaning that, there's maybe less of a full footprint of land use, and also emphasizes the importance of access to internet broadband throughout the county. So I don't know if you guys think this is the right place to kind of have that type of value statement, but it does kind of set a tone, right? Which is that we're not trying to eliminate remote work altogether, or we're not trying to create jobs so that people don't have to work remotely. We are recognizing it as potentially a value add to our county.
The last 20 years of my 33 years of living here has been remote work. Mm-hmm. Through all the hardships of, different internet connections. So, I think it's what allows me to live here. Okay? Otherwise, I couldn't live here. And that's more important to me than any job.
I think probably this data, I'd be interested to see going back exactly how many people were remote. Maybe this is a place where there was a lot of remote anyway, but remember this data is spanning the period of COVID and post-COVID. Mm-hmm. So we might actually see even more remote as the primary work because of that time and period of our lives that we all lived through. A lot of folks went remote who wouldn't have usually been remote.
So, are we potentially leaning towards Kevin's version?
I like Kimley Horns. I think
okay.
I would personally say let's keep Kimley Horns, but my question would be, it's already so text heavy, but would that be a good place to potentially put in a value add, or do we even want to put in a value add about how the economic assets of remote work in this particular section?
To add his last paragraph?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like his last paragraph. Yeah.
I like what Kimberly Horn said too.
It's already wordy, so why not add his words?
We might end up just be adding a
Kevin,
page.
John, haven't heard from you, John.
I don't know.
Somebody has a new toy.
So is the idea to add Kevin's last paragraph to the already existing KH section?
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I think it should be.
Sounds like it is.
We've cut words out elsewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, we can add some.
At the end, is that
At
the
the end,
appropriate?
please.
Okay.
Okay.
And how about this graphic that they have sort of embedded? I'm going to try to make it bigger for you. It shows workforce that lives and or works in the county.
It's pretty.
Keep it.
Keep it.
I'd keep it.
I think the graphics are fine.
Yeah, and the graphics are.
Keep
fine.
graphics.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll just make a note that I think that one's kind of small. Maybe when they rework this stuff, they can make it a little bit easier to read.
Make larger, easier to read.
When the words are smaller than the actual text that you're reading, it's like nearly impossible to read.
Put your glasses on.
Trust me. If this is a size 12 font,
I
most
know,
people are
I
going to be
know,
like, I can't read that.
Don't want a magnifying glass to read it. Yeah.
All right, section next, county general fund and revenue. You didn't really do anything to that part, did you, Ken?
No.
I don't see any edits.
And
Jen, are the 2023 actual revenues like the most recent revenues that we would work with? Or do we have?
I don't know. I'd have to talk to finance.
I thought the 24.
Yeah, because I know the
last
audit.
one that I recall.
Okay. I just wonder,
24.
yeah, if we should use the most recent rather than one that's
Yeah.
old.
That would make sense, yes.
This is what, 1-year-old data?
Yeah.
1-year-old data.
Well, we're getting ready to have our 2025 audit completed next month. So, I mean, pretty soon here, it'll be like nearly 2 years old.
yeah, I was just really
Just will make it current.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, can you put a note? Is it possible to put in the most current financials then?
Okay.
Otherwise, I think it's factual. I'd leave it as it is.
Yeah. Yep. Finance is finance.
Keep all that.
All right. Goals and strategies.
It looks like Chairman Kirkswood's version has 2 additional sections.
No, I combined the revenue sections above and then flipped it down to, and included a bit of the strategies and then turned it over to sustainability and planning direction, which is
Okay.
kind of ultimately the goal of the strategy pieces.
whoa. Just for a second.
Sorry.
So Kevin, your planning direction is basically the goals and strategies of Kimley Horns?
Sort of. If you look at the goals and strategies, I mirrored that somewhat, so you can go ahead and go down.
I liked your 5 principles. It's very explicit.
I think your principles have to lead to your strategy at some level.
Well,
so
Yeah, your principles have to lead essentially your action items to accomplish the principles.
sorry, it had a little bite to it.
What's that?
I said it had a little bite to it. I was a little grumpy when I was writing. Agriculture is not a legacy sector to be tolerated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
until
I
something
noticed that.
trendier arrives.
Should we smooth it out a little bit?
It's possible to smooth it out.
I like Kevin's layout.
I think we have signs to that effect every time you enter the county.
Absolutely. I was thinking of that sign that is on the farm above Spring Valley
Oh, well, sure. It's a
that talks about the this is a farm and
Yeah.
what happens on a farm.
And you might see animals doing things that you might have to explain to your kids.
Exactly.
No, not out here, because all the kids know what that is.
That's a fact, actually.
Your farm kids out here.
All right, so what say y'all?
Maybe I'm missing it, but I'm not seeing a lot of difference between the two.
It's just a layout of Kevin's versus the KH one. And a little bit of wordsmithing, you know.
Well, Kevin created an entirely new section that would fit in here, but is different. In Kimley Horns, it doesn't identify 5 principles in the
Right.
same way that these are identified. So it is uniquely its own section, basically. That I think would come in perhaps before goals and strategies.
Right. Like I said, you know, this is your layup, and now here's your action items.
Yeah.
Goals and strategies to accomplish the 5 principles.
Yeah. Well, I think I could, Kevin, I think I could offer a suggestion to maybe just smooth out that the first section.
That's unlikely, but yeah, smooth it out, please.
Okay, so I just sent it to Jennifer. Maybe Jennifer, if you could put it up there so everybody could take a look at it. I'm happy to read it too, but whatever works best
Well,
for you
she's
guys.
doing it. Read it.
Yeah, just read it.
Waiting for it to
just
come
read it.
through.
Okay, agriculture is a foundational part of the county's economy, heritage, and rural character. Economic policies should support farm and ranch operations, agriculture processing, where appropriate, agritourism, and other complementary land uses that help sustain working lands, strengthen the local economy, and preserve the county's agricultural legacy for future generations. Is that okay?
That sounds good.
And we all said,
Yep.
amen. I know, mine's dying, and I forgot the power supply, so.
And Kevin, you feel like,
What do you need?
oh yeah, is it a C?
No, it's the stupid magnetic
I have one of those.
You have the stupid magnetic one?
Well, I think I might.
Oh, that would be
I
awesome.
brought mine
We
just in
can't
case.
hear what's being said.
Let's see. It goes to my Mac, so let's see if it works on yours. It is magnetic though.
No, wrong one.
Not the right one.
Not the right one. That's okay.
This one's magnetic.
I'll suffer.
Hey, Kevin, I was just going to ask, do you think number 2 for the principal, we're talking about the commercial, industrial, and mixed-use activity would still work for corridors like the I-70 corridor where we've designated that type of land use, even though you...
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure in your mind that that would still work with what we've put out there as our land use map.
Number 2, the principles. You know, just making sure
Yeah,
we
that's
have the
right.
opportunity to do industrial like along the major corridors.
Okay.
Industrial and commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I think I like all the rest of the language as is, but what do the rest of you think
Yeah, and that's
for that principal section?
Yeah, I'm fine with the language as Kevin has there.
with the unsnarked number 1.
Yeah, he was grumpy when he wrote that.
I replaced the language in number 1. Does that look correct? That's how you want it? Okay. And you want planning direction before goals and strategies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. And then we haven't gotten to goals and strategies yet, or you want to keep them as they are?
I think Kevin only had 1 or 2 changes in that, didn't you, Kevin?
Yeah, it was pretty minor.
I saw a good bit though in the first part of it. Yeah.
What's a low cost, high impact project? There's no easy button in this.
I'm fine adding Kevin's to 6.1.1.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
why
I just feel like Kimley
Kevin's-
Horn was missing.
Define a high impact project.
Yeah.
All the language for 6.1, include the goal and the
6.1
strategies?
Just the strategy 6.1.1.
Oh, just 1.1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Thank you for doing your job. I know it's probably a lot to
Well, it's just
pick out.
funny because Kimley Horn is so wordy throughout everything else, and then
I know.
that one strategy was like 5 words.
Yeah. It's more defendable. The other one, like you said, what do you mean? Yeah, you can't defend that.
And I mean, I like the 6.1.2 better from Kevin's as well, because it talks about using the existing infrastructure efficiently, reducing the long-term cost of roads, services, and utilities. That's a little different, in my opinion, than just encouraging development patterns.
Any other changes to 6.1?
Yeah, I mean,
The rest of it looks
6.1.3 is
pretty
very
good.
different.
So is 5.
And I
they're
particularly
all-
like
They're all subtly different, by the way.
Right. Well, what I like about 1.3 is that it's really evaluating the fiscal impact, which I guess technically is 4. We're a little bit off.
See,
on
and I
these.
like
I
like
like-
Kevin's 5 because it's calling out specifics of what are, a majority of our county's concerns.
And I like Kevin's 5 too because it gets rid of conservation easement.
I like the original 1.3,
So we're a little bit off though. So you see,
long-term fiscal
Kevin's
impact.
6.1.4 does talk about that.
Conservation easement, which I like Kimley Horn's 6.1.4. I just don't like the language conservation.
Okay.
I think they're great for the property owners at the time, and then 5 years down the road,
I
they're,
see.
yeah.
And I don't like using the word clustering anyway, ever. So, sorry. Kevin.
What? No clustering?
Yeah, no conservation easements and no clustering.
No,
You'll be
yeah.
fine.
So Kevin's a no for 6.1.4.
You got the spray bottle no going. Okay, got it.
By the way, are you going to get well soon?
This is a little different. This is injury due to working on house.
Ah, I see. Okay.
I'm a little confused on Kimley Horn's version of 6.1.3. It talks about minimizing sprawl, but it doesn't like define what that is. Sprawl can look like a lot of things. It can look like high density sprawl. It can look like, I've heard it used to describe 10-acre lots as sprawl. I haven't used that definition, but others have. So I'm a little bit weary about using that to describe something that's not defined. What do you guys think?
I think that's why we're killing it, right?
Isn't that our goal here, to minimize sprawl?
You need to define the word sprawl.
Right. And that's why we're using Kevin's, because it doesn't use the word sprawl.
Okay, but the only thing is that Kevin's talks about that fiscal impact, and so 6.1.4 also does financial impact. So we're a little bit like doubling up on things here.
I see what you're saying.
Some of these were similar or just moved down.
Or strike 6.1.4 completely.
That's true.
I like your option of easements, of specifically the I'll bring up that bottom page again for me, if you would, please. Thank you. Specifically, conservation easements. I think that's a good tool to be available for the agricultural community.
Yeah, but any property owner can use it. I don't think it needs to be in the comprehensive plan. Any property owner can find Colorado Open Lands or a land trust company and put a conservation easement, but I've worked with probably 22 people that have conservation easements, and none of them are happy after about 5 years. Doesn't mean they shouldn't be able to do it. I just don't think it needs to be in our comp plan.
We've mentioned all sorts of other things. I don't know why we wouldn't keep that also, but that's just my opinion.
It's listed as a strategy that the comp plan endorses, which is different than just having it as an option in my mind.
It would be a worthwhile tool to retain some of the open space that you guys are working so hard to keep.
Well, no, I take umbrage with using the word open space, because open space only exists in highly urbanized areas, in planned unit developments. There is no such thing as open space. If you're just looking out at the land, you're looking out at somebody's private property.
Absolutely.
It's not open space.
But a conservation easement is a tool for, as an example, a rancher to use to limit the development ability of that piece of ground. And he can be paid for it to compensate for the loss of saleability.
Well, they are paid for it, but right now, a conservation easement on anything over 160 acres costs the property owner about $30,000 in legal fees.
Understand there's a cost to the attorneys for it, but it's still a
So
tool.
then
I
I'm going
would
to
leave it in here.
on private property rights. So somebody has the right to put a conservation easement, but then how does that protect their private property rights to then sell it later?
Well, they sold the right to
For under
Be
fair
able-
market value.
be able to
And your whole
develop that
point
ground.
was to sell to the highest bidder, correct?
Yes, now the highest bidder is going to be a lower bidder because they can't develop it. But they collected that.
So it's an individual judgment, individual decision by the property owner. What value does it
Solitech,
have?
speaking to the mic, please.
What value does it have into the comprehensive plan is my question.
Right.
Because it is an individual choice.
It's an individual choice. So why, how's that impact or, provide any kind of framework, in building up regulations associated with the comprehensive plan?
And look, I'm just one take on a conservation easement. So if somebody else has,
So
in between me and Dan has another appointment.
Hang on to the thought for a minute, because I put the conservation easements in there specifically as they often do protect the rural character, right? So if you are a ranch and you put a conservation easement in place, it says you're not going to change the tone of that property for 20 years, whatever the number is.
I was going to say, Kevin, show me a conservation easement that's limited to 20 years.
Right. Yeah. And I'm making some numbers up as I go along, but I recognize that it does keep the tone. Now the question becomes, can we, per regulation, not the strategy, can we drive to something that it makes it more amenable to that end user to not have to, pay the $30,000 for lawyers' fees to gain that conservation easement? That if we can do that, this does become a strategy.
No, understood. So what would be the regulation, or what would be,
it may be a
what would be
Colorado
the tool to
That may be the
encourage him to
problem.
do it? That would be my question, is how
The
do
tool
we,
to encourage a property owner to do a conservation easement
yeah.
is the money up front now. And you still own the right to your land, but it's not the money 5 years from now.
No, it's not.
I mean, you work with the
It's a
biggest
tool.
conservation easement person in Colorado is Colorado Open Lands. And I'm telling you, they are, that from perspective of being rural, yeah, that property is going to stay rural for the next 100+ years. But it's tied longer than that. There's no development choice for anybody. So if that person dies, the kids inherit the property. Now they're stuck with that as well.
Right.
And that's a personal choice for that landowner.
So that easement carries over to the new owner as well.
Yeah, it's a permanent easement. It carries with the land.
Yeah.
I think that is a valid strategy. In some cases, that particular landowner may need a large cash injection
But how is it a strategy from the county perspective to tell somebody, oh, hey, if you don't want to develop, you should just go ahead and put your land into conservation easement? I don't feel like the government or the county should tell a property owner that's what they should be able to do or can do.
But do we want them to do?
Either way, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're suggesting that by leaving it in there, we are encouraging that?
No. What is the tool to promote it? What is the county going to do?
By leaving it in there, we're saying that the county should have a strategy
Conservation easements.
to do it.
Yeah.
I think.
But it's
I think
people's
they should
private
have-
property.
I think that should be an available option.
It is an available option.
It is. What we're saying is, if we're going to document in a comprehensive plan that this is an idea that we're going to promote, what are we promoting? How are we promoting it? What's the tool to encourage them to do it? Is it money by the
Maybe it's
county to
a-
pay the legal fees?
I'll flip it. This is the same way. It's use conservation easements. Let's say we're all on the flip side on this. Sell your land to a large developer. That's basically you're just picking one or the other.
Right.
So either use your land as a conservation easement, but if this board was sitting differently, this language should be you should sell your land to a developer. Why is the comp plan telling you what you should do with your land? It should tell you the rules and regulations if you want to change anything, or a guiding document to change your land use rights in the future. But I just don't see why the county needs to tell a private property owner what they should do and get into the strategy development of a conservation easement.
I could go either way with it. This is an overview plan, so it's providing options. I guess we're not even yet to the point of providing options or direction.
But I guess
I can go either way.
yeah, I
If
kind
it's-
of agree that we should probably remove it because, like you said, there's no strategy behind it. There's nothing we're going to do to promote it.
Require
It
physical.
is an option that every landowner has currently.
I personally think Kimley Horn was like trying to throw us a bone to say, see, look, like you guys can stay rural, you can encourage conservation.
And in my head, I'm laughing because Dan and I are having an argument, but it's like totally flipped. We're arguing each other's points here.
I want to preserve that tool, but this may be the wrong place to preserve a tool.
Well, I think it's a great preservation of tool. I just don't think it needs to be in the comp plan.
Right. And I don't think the county doesn't have to preserve it because the people have a right to it if they want to, period.
Fair enough.
Trust me, those land trust companies send letters monthly. They have a tool. Yeah.
What? They have a tool?
Have a tool. There's an app for that.
So I think we're saying delete 614 in toto on both sides. You don't have to delete the one in mine, but I think this one goes away and you have to renumber.
So basically 1.5 is the new 1.4.
All right.
Perfect.
Está bueno.
All right, 6.2.
And I think I went nuclear on this one too. You can go back to
you
mine
go
for a minute if you don't mind.
Were you still in a bad mood when you wrote this one? Sorry, snarky mood.
Yeah. Define it correctly.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Kevin's,
Palmer.
even his description of what the goal of 6.2 is. I think Kevin's, I like better than the description of what the goal is in Kimley Horns. So I'd recommend that we swap those out.
Yeah, theirs was very generic.
Theirs is like looking at a dictionary for rural. It's like, oh, farm and market activities.
It could have applied to any.
So this goal language you want to replace, correct?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Kevin's favorite word, housing, or no, not Kevin. It's your favorite word, housing affordability.
Yeah, my favorite. Attainable housing.
Who said last time attainable housing is now $400,000?
Oh, I showed a home in the subdivision just south of True Value.
Okay.
My friends live there, so the house across the street was coming soon. It's 3-bed, 2-bath. Upstairs is like 1,200 square feet. Downstairs is an unfinished 1,100 square foot basement. Tiny little, I mean, you're only living about 1,200 square feet. Went coming soon for $459, off market in 48 hours with 7 offers.
What was the last part?
It went off market or pending in 48 hours with, how many did I say? It's like 7 offers, yeah. 7 offers.
Wow.
on 1,200 for $459. Well, it doesn't have I can't see the offer. She won't share that with me, but
Right.
yeah, 7 offers in a matter of 48 hours
And
for $459 on
a postage stamp yard, you
Tiny,
said?
tiny.
It was on 6,000 square foot lot.
Wow.
Okay.
The 3-bedroom.
That's as close to a starter house as we have in this county right now.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wow.
So I didn't make any changes here to the strategies. I just put them there both so you all can see what you like.
Okay.
And we could delete one or the other. I thought it might
Oh,
be
I see
easier
what
than
you're
going
doing.
back and forth.
Okay. Thank you.
That's nice. Thank
That's
you.
a good idea.
That's a nice way to put it.
I don't like it.
There's always one.
Who's snarky
Do they seem to
now?
line up, or are any of them like one off, like they were the
No,
last time?
Go for it.
Yeah, I didn't agree with 621 at all.
I agree.
I like your language.
Well, I mean, I don't think your language addresses this one at all, but I like
Yeah,
removing it. I like removing it.
I think that's kind of where I went. I just
Yeah.
said that doesn't sound like us at all.
Whoops, sorry.
But doesn't their verbiage address a little bit more of a balance to our housing levels coming into this county?
So prioritize housing near employment centers, transportation corridors, and broadband infrastructure to maximize.
Reduce housing cost burdens. That's the part that I would like to see somehow managed to keep in there.
We're talking about 6.2.1, right, Dan? You're going back.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, we moved along pretty fast out of that.
That's because, do you remember last time during this meeting, we had an entire page about this study that was done, and we talked about the fact that, and I included that language, I sent it to Jennifer today, I think. But we just recognized that, yes, they did assess a need. The county responded. A certain number of homes were entitled in response to that, and that we feel like this need for the foreseeable future has been met.
In keeping with a balanced approach to our county, it seems to me like in another 10 years when they're revisiting this, they're going to say, we needed to have more starter type housing.
No, we just approved all the starter type housing, so they won't need to say that.
I don't think the houses that we've approved are going to be starter houses.
The feel of the county in 10 years. I said, even if they do in 10 years say, wow, we should have had more starter type homes, well, that could be the new view of the county in 10 years, and then that comp plan is then rewritten completely different than this one was. I mean, just how we're completely basically overhauling the last comp plan. And we'll see how many houses are actually built in 10 years. Under 800,000. Well, at that time, 1.1 million.
So the first two that they had were relating to housing. And again, I thought we'd already answered this. So I moved it to more business strategy, infrastructure related work, et cetera, to actually help support both the potential for new business, new infrastructure elements as we play into this space. So that's where I was going with that. That's why 621, 622 look so incredibly different.
You're right, and I think that's because your version relied less on using houses in order to boost economic development, and it was a strategy of business, which I think this reflects.
That is accurate.
Maybe if we put prioritize housing near healthcare services, they'll actually build healthcare services in Elbert County. Two births at, what is it, St. Francis in Colorado Springs, you know, going 80 miles an hour down those county roads.
Oh, no.
So am I hearing change 2.2 to the new word, to the new language?
That's my vote. Yep.
Take this out? Okay.
Okay, 2, 3.
Yeah, me too. You know, while the permitting process might need to be changed, I don't think that should be the focus here.
Yeah, I still do like expediting permitting process though.
Cal wants to keep it.
No, I'd like to see it go faster.
Yeah.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You want to keep
yeah.
that language.
Yeah, no, but I don't mind. I know the change makes more sense though.
Okay.
We did have a new CBO start this week.
Did you really?
Huh?
Tell us more later.
According to, I don't remember the man's name, I think it was Miller, we approved that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Mike Bennett, the developer.
Okay, yeah. According to him, that's one of the biggest problems that they're facing in some of the less expensive housing, ability to provide, I'll use the term starter housing, attainable is the term we used before, is the red tape and the permitting fees. I wonder if it's not worth leaving some of that verbiage in there to encourage that.
Wasn't the point, though, that this isn't really about housing? This is about economic growth?
Well, that all comes back to reducing the red tape and the permitting processes. That was
Yeah.
that was his point.
I'm not opposed to, looking at, how do we use language that includes that kind of concept. If you look at 626 and 625, I kind of duplicated 626. I actually took it out of mine. So if we want to put, encourage red tape or removal and expedition of
In
permitting.
2.6.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
And what about the one from 2.3?
But there's,
Would that go there?
Well,
maybe I'm missing the point there. I don't see anything that reduces permitting fees.
Simplify and
624 offer tax incentives or reduce permitting fees to attract businesses that align with local strengths, agriculture. I'm just saying take that and move it to 626.
Yeah. Yeah. And thank you for striking renewable energy.
that was all Ken.
Ditto on thank you for striking renewable energy.
And then do you want that language?
We need another solar farm or two out here, maybe some wind generation. We need to encourage true electrical power, and XL needs to get their head out of their. Wait, I'm starting down that.
Hypothetically.
allegedly.
Did you say get their head out of our county?
No, I would not even draw the correlation between where I was thinking in our county, frankly.
Roger.
Jennifer, for 2.6, where it says offer tax incentives, instead of saying reduce permitting fees, can we just say offer tax incentives or expedite permit process to attract? I don't really like the idea of reducing permitting fees because that's just a revenue stream for the county.
Not expedite, simplify permitting
Isn't it
process.
simplify and expedite?
It was both, but we can use simplify. That's fine. Well, I mean, the county's permitting process is pretty simple. It's just
How about we
long.
simplify/expedite?
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. I like that.
Yep.
Is this language replacing the language that's there, or are we lengthening that
Yes.
strategy?
Replacing.
We're replacing. Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
Is if you look above it, what I put instead of promoted land use to support farm to market operations, encourage diversification of agricultural activities, including agritourism, specialty operations. Because that makes 625 what they wrote go away.
Yeah, I like your 625.
Okay. 6-3.
You can do the same thing, Jennifer?
I can,
Oh, that'd
sure.
be nice.
Yeah, that was great.
That was much better.
I mean, Ken said he didn't like it, but I thought it
6
was
chapters
great.
in, we figured it out.
We're almost to the bicycle lanes here, Kyle. I know.
Let's see, let's do this. You all want to start talking about maybe the goal? I can finish the strategies.
Okay.
Recruit new businesses along major commercial corridors or direct new business and employment growth to locations and forms that fit Elbert County.
I hate just keep redlining over Kimley Horns, but again, Kevin, yours makes more sense.
Yeah, I agree. Yep, it makes more sense for us.
I almost feel like Blake just went into AI and was like, come up with strategies.
Yeah.
We just copy pasted from like Douglas County.
No disrespect for Blake. I think he did a lot of good work too, but the strategies were shocking.
There was.
Might have added one.
in here.
Oh, okay.
Kevin, you're adding language now?
I
I thought we
know.
were only
It's
getting
not
rid
like-
of language.
It's not like me.
Oh, sorry. What did I do? There we go.
Kevin's is best for 631 because we already said we didn't really want to identify corridors. I think this is more reflective of the unique nature of our county in different places, right?
The adjective of intensive, what were you trying to create there?
So going back to Dan's earlier comment about 166, right? We've got things like DB Speed that are commercial.
Right.
But they're still a mom and pop shop. More industrial, more intensive would be like Burnco. And, are we putting it in the right place? Burnco's a small version of it, but I can see warehousing along I-70 becoming a priority again. We've talked about data centers. That is resource and infrastructure intensive, and they need to be put in the right area, but it's also a big deal, and it's a focused, more intensive industrial type of activity. Make sense?
Okay. No, that helped me. My mind was going someplace else with that adjective in front of commercial.
And by the way, we got to look at those, the tax burdens we're putting on those smaller mom and pop businesses, because I'm betting that those two facilities on 166 are probably going to shut down based on the tax burden that they're having to weigh. I think DB Speed pays north of 30,000 a quarter.
But he provides, that's the kind of service of sort of commercial that I'd like to see more of along 166 and the south side of 194 that's, I guess, light. I'm not sure I'd call it light industrial. I think it's not even industrial. Just a commercial sort of, even a potentially a strip mall in there where local businesses could operate from.
There is
Small
a
businesses.
mall in that area, and it looks like what would the word I'd be? Third world country strip mall.
I wouldn't really consider it a strip mall, but yeah, it's supposed to be, I think.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. That was the general concept, and it is not that.
I have a question for your language in 631. Would that still encourage development, like out by I-70, where, because it does say established communities, and we don't really have like super established, or in my mind, when I think of established communities, it's more like super developed or more developed. But if not, should we kind of massage that language some to be more inclusive?
Near established infrastructure, just leave it.
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah, with the established infrastructure, I think your best choices of getting broadband are near or the right level of power, right level of control at that level is going to be along major thoroughfares like the I-70 corridor, the 83, 86 areas.
Do you like the idea of
no.
Roberts to take out, to just have it be established infrastructure instead?
Yeah, that's fine.
Would that work?
Infrastructure. Where? Screening access.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
And then I would change the where to and include screening, access, and buffering. Okay. And
To be addressed.
take out the can be addressed responsibly, because I think that's redundant at that point.
Yeah. So on your previous comment about DB speed and their current tax burden, would 632 be a great place to identify potential relief for that? Not only updating zoning and development standards, but also review current taxing structure for businesses.
I like it.
What's everybody else think?
Yeah.
Okay. I like Kevin's 633. Just a little bit more meat on the bone. Everybody okay with that? All right. 634.
Yeah, I was a little snarky at the end there. So
Yeah.
this actually may keep Kimley Horns.
I'm fine with Kimley Horns.
I'm fine with giving it.
Conduct a market analysis to identify.
Although I did leave in agricultural support in that.
But isn't the strategy not only to conduct a market analysis, but make necessary adjustments to encourage the right kind of retail, employment, healthcare, and industrial sectors?
Yeah, do me a favor and undelete what you just deleted.
Conduct market analysis and doing
So Kevin, did you want to add back the agricultural support services
Yeah,
as
just
part
put a
of that?
period after and modest employment opportunities, and then cut that last
snark.
Snark out. Yeah, thank you.
Take that out.
Yeah.
Take that out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And put a period on it.
Take this out.
Yep.
And this is one I added. I don't know whether it fit or not, but
They did have something above that had to do with local business, so I think it,
Redundant.
yeah, right
Well,
there under 3.2.
Or do you want to call out what kind of support we should be providing to encourage it? To reinforce, the ad I made up above. Do we want to reinforce it somehow? You're right.
The difference is, maybe bringing it to include activity centers. But I'd say strike 635. I think it's redundant.
Okay. Therefore, my defining support would be redundant too.
But
Yeah.
isn't the part that talked about local businesses taken out?
It was taken out.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of his at the bottom. Did you guys like that or no?
I'm sorry.
Dang, I
say
was
that
trying to remove words.
You added it in 635. I like it.
Because the local business part of 3.2
Was taken out.
removed.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's what I just wanted to clarify because I heard
Yeah,
it was
no.
redundant.
Yeah, leave it as is.
One chapter done.
Yay!
Woohoo! Anybody need a break?
Yeah, can we take a quick one here?
No.
I'd love half an hour to get a cup of coffee.
Yeah. All right.
10 minutes or so?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, and we're back. And just so you know, Jennifer, your screen's gone blank.
It's black.
Yeah, that was nice.
It was just.
Something get unplugged, maybe?
It said the power's off to it.
Oh, it went to sleep. Maybe.
I think it happened when Joe walked in.
There you go. The only thing that's good for is to see the graphics that are associated with the individual sections. Chapter 7 is going to be quick, according to Kyle, anyway.
Yeah, it's already scratched.
Just a strike through.
I'm gonna start with scratch balls.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll find out soon.
We'll see what Kevin has to say.
No, I think it's going to be what Kyle has to say. What's your favorite word? Land. Oh, really? What do you do to get utilities to your towers?
A lot of times we're told that we're originally studying the conservations. So landlocked, because sometimes we do postage stamps. And so landlocked it, and so we had to go fiber optic it. No snowmobile, so we had one side in Songbird, which is Ruffino County. Then the guy at the bottom, conservation easement, so we can use a snowplow to get to the site. We can't use it on the bottom half because it goes against conservation easement, even though our utility easement was already in place.
You're kidding. You can't like get to it.
All right.
But it's not like you can drag your snowmobile.
All right, are we ready? All right, so you're doing the side by side, or the top bottom again? Okay,
I did it by sections. I wasn't sure if it should be
okay.
paragraph by paragraph. So the black text here is the Kimley Horn.
Yeah, the
text,
KH stuff.
And then the proposed new language is right below, so we can read through one and then read through the other, whatever works for you all.
Did you do much through these sections? No? Okay. All right, so we're basically, this is between Kyle and Kevin. All right.
And Kimley Horn.
and Kimberly Horn.
Are these your adjustments?
Kimley.
No, these are Kevin's.
These are Kevin.
Yeah. That's why I was asking Ken if he did much through this section at all.
I mean, it's just one specific area of the section.
Okay.
And the first subsection under Chapter 7 is recreational opportunities.
Can we spell designated right?
I'm sorry, what, Kevin?
Can we spell designated right? Designated? Second paragraph.
All right.
It says for mountains where there's 2 twin peaks, right?
I died, yeah. Kevin, was your basic, change to make it less fluffy and more Elbert County-like?
I started on that path, but I've apparently got a few more words than Kyle did on this. Because Kyle's was the top section, right?
No, that was Kimley Horns. I didn't have a revision on it. I just didn't like one specific section.
In this first part, or
No,
somewhere later?
Just in the chapter later.
Oh, okay, all right. So right now, we're reading through KH on top, and when everybody's done, we'll drop down to
Yeah.
KK. Didn't add the last one. Everybody done?
Yep.
Yep, go ahead.
Because I got a little more wordy than the top section there, frankly.
That's all, that's okay as long as it's got substance. Much more in that. Jeez. Okay, scroll. I'm probably the slowest reader. Comments, suggestions?
I mean, I don't mind Kimley Horns here. I think it's mostly just descriptive without prescribing any kind of identity to us based on the existence of or lack thereof of trails. So I don't know. To me, I think yours kind of said the positive and then also said the negative, Kevin, which is why it got long and wordy.
Probably.
Yeah,
What I wanted to do was not set the context in that every development that we purport to have has open space. Many of them also have cooperation conversations with trails and trail systems, and we already have that. And we can also spell recreation correctly if we're going to keep Kimley Horns. Second paragraph, parks and recreation.
I don't have a problem with Kimberly Horns either.
Kimley Horn.
Camley.
No,
I know there's no B in there. I have to agree with
Oh, yeah.
the comment that was
Wait.
made about it. It's generally just descriptive.
I'm looking at one that.
Pretty well describes us.
Oh, do you think when you guys put it into the Word document that it just,
Because there's a spelled
because I'm looking at the PDF.
Theirs is
and
spelled
it's
correctly
correct.
in the PDF on the actual comp plan, but the language, there's a lot of misspellings and grammar issues.
Because you know how you were moving
Oh,
it?
yeah, it could have been just from being copied
copied and
over.
pasted.
So,
I keep hearing you guys say misspellings, but I'm looking at the PDF and I'm like, I don't see it.
right, it's not formatted right or anything like that. It was, this just
Yeah.
so that it could be emailed out and people could edit
Yeah,
it.
okay.
So, yes, we'll work on all of those for sure.
Perfect.
Oh, we gotta leave one Easter egg in there somewhere.
See if they catch it.
See if they catch it.
See if they find it, yeah.
Well, they use Ken's photo of his house. We can just somewhere like put the address.
Yeah, right.
Is that?
So do you all want to keep that language and move on to the next?
Yeah.
Subsection?
I mean, I don't mind
Kim.
Kinley Horn.
Yep.
I think it's fine.
You okay with that, Kevin?
Sure.
All right.
I'm okay with it.
But if there's a place where you think it would be relevant or a good spot to clarify, then we can add that in. I
Add it
just
back.
don't think it needs to happen right in this
Oh,
paragraph.
Yeah, I combined, that's why, because the second section was local parks and open space.
Okay, I'll leave it up here. There we go.
So, okay, that fits.
But just so we're clear, can I clarify, this is more of a question about how we do things in the county, Jennifer? Because this is being presented by Kimley Horn as if these, in the subdivisions, wherever there's open space requirements, that they're actually open to the public to use. And as far as I understand, like in a lot of these developments, it's only open to the residents of that community. It's not actually like open space for somebody who doesn't live there to go use that.
It depends on how it's set up.
Trail.
A combination of both.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But the
Okay.
county doesn't clarify that it's open to the entire public.
Not at this
Can I go
time.
swim in the pool at Independence?
I'm sorry, say that again, Kevin.
Yeah.
I said, can I go swim in the pool at the Independence subdivision?
I believe you can if you pay.
You can't swim in the pool at your subdivision.
And I honestly think most of these communities, because they have metro districts that the residents have to pay into, the residents aren't paying for the public to come and use their trails. I know in Highlands Ranch, you have to have your ID on you and be ready to show that you're a resident of the Highlands Ranch Metro District in case you get stopped. So I don't know. I just think generally,
Issue IDs to live in Highlands Ranch?
Yes.
yeah.
They actually issue IDs, you get an address.
Yeah, no, we have IDs. You had IDs when you lived there.
Wow.
But anyway, I guess
Anyway.
my point was just that when the Kimley Horn is framing this as if it's a public benefit to everyone, and I don't think that that's usually how these operate. So I think we just need to.
Again, we have a combination of all of the above and
was gonna say-
probably more arrangements.
Right.
Some of them are open to the public, some of them are for those residents, some of them are open space easements on private property, which certainly isn't open to the public. So we have a variety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be more of a specific situation that would not necessarily fall into the comprehensive plan. wouldn't it?
This is under room to roam, space to play. So if how it's being described is as if it's all a public benefit, if it's not, then we need to wordsmith that because it's not true. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I see your point. Maybe we, instead of going to the trouble of identifying all those areas specifically, maybe we just say some are private to the community, that they are involved with, or something in that line.
Wow, this like
Well, I guess first of all, I'd like to talk about the Elizabeth Park and Recreation District first, not the open spaces that you may or may not be able to use.
Yeah.
Because that is something everybody can use, you know?
And it seems like in your version, Kevin, you didn't really talk about the PUD subdivision requirements at all. You just left that part out.
nope.
It's probably more appropriate because there are so many different variations of how a community might structure their open space. I think that's probably the right way to handle it.
Yeah, I like Kevin's better because, like you said, it's not uniquely identifying, potential conflicts in the KH version of, situations that are not necessarily open. It's just, providing an encouragement to develop these styles of opportunities for residents of the county to use. Agreed?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, moving on. Here you go, Kyle, conservation. Yeah.
That's right. Is the, Jennifer, is that map from like county? Is that county map?
It's like, isn't that one of the KMZ files?
I don't know.
It doesn't have a,
Does Elizabeth Parks and Rec really have all that land?
They have a large area. I don't know for sure without checking. I don't see a note on there about where that came from.
You should check the facts on it though.
Well, no, I think it's considering they don't have that land, but they oversee that area. It just says district, not an actual conservation.
Oh,
It's a little misleading.
that is misleading.
That's very misleading, yeah.
I was gonna say, I don't have any type of.
They oversee, so like that's their district
I think
territory
that's their
or something.
district territory.
Because that makes it look like they own, like that is all open space.
or some sort of park.
Or some
Yeah.
rec park, yeah.
Well, yeah, properties have to opt into the district. That may be the wrong wording, but properties get included into the district, and so the district is very large.
But the district doesn't own that. Like,
No,
these ones.
it's just like being in a fire district.
Yeah, that is. These other ones are actually conservation lands, privately held or state held.
The lighter green ones?
It also kind of makes it seem like all that land, the Elizabeth Parks and Rec has like developed. Like those are trails and those are facilities and offerings, but that's not true.
Yeah, I would love to see it be more of what.
Where are the parks?
Yeah, just see the parks.
Not
Yep.
the district.
Yes.
In this case, I mean, my house is now in Parks and Rec.
Yep.
I think Wild Point is too, is it not yet? Wild Point is too.
Yeah.
We can
Let's-
come play in your backyard. There you go.
We both have Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec?
Oh, it's your land.
Anything less than 35 acres.
Yeah, I'm breaking out the 4x right now.
I think you are. I think you are.
Especially since every other data point is actual land
Yes.
within a conservation type easement.
Yes. No, I think that needs to maybe just, we have it reflect where they actually have parks or trails.
And Kimley-Horn that might not even be GIS data that they have.
The only comment I would have about that, and I don't care, whatever you all want to do, is just the scale countywide, a 1 acre park or something like that. I don't know that that would show up on this level. Now, we could do a map of the parks within the district boundary. Well, I shouldn't say that. that could be included.
I mean, we could also just change the title to just say conservation land, since this section is about conservation.
And take that.
And just take the
orange color
recreation
out
out
entirely.
altogether.
Yeah, I just think the orange color is just a little
Yep.
misleading.
It is.
It is very misleading. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I like Elizabeth Parks and Rec. I love going to Evans Park. My kid loves that. So, but Evans Park is only tiny.
I believe the cutoff for Parks and Rec district is 40 acres. If you're 40 or less west of the Kiowa-Bennett line, then you are considered to be in
Within the
park-
district.
Within the district, and you're taxed accordingly. You'll see it on your taxes.
No, I think you're right, but again, what we're saying is the greens, the grays are actually lands owned by either a private citizen or some type of state government or local government, while the pink or whatever color that is just an overlay of a district territory.
That's the way I read that too, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, it'd be fine if they weren't on the same map, is all I'm saying. I just think it's misleading showing.
That they're not equal to each other.
That's right.
They're
That's
different.
right.
yeah.
Understood.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, language.
All right.
What I don't love about Kimley Horns is they loop in public land, like State Land Board or CPW, into basically calling a conservation easement. I guess it would be conservation easement light because technically it's still owned by the government.
Yeah, the government.
I just feel like they're throwing in conservation easement as a wordplay to appeal to a majority of
rural.
the board. Yeah.
I agree. I mean, I like Kevin's version of the land conservation paragraph better. If we want to keep it or just want to have it identified as it is what it is, but I really don't like pitting the conservation up against the open, the metro district for Parks and Rec, because to me they're two different things.
And if we were to keep Kimley Horns, my only suggestion on that first paragraph would instead be, it doesn't really make sense, privately held conservation lands protected through conservation that limited. I just don't like conservation easement because again, I don't know if they're using that term correctly and they're just throwing it in there. I don't think anybody considers CPW a conservation easement.
No, it's not.
It is not a conservation easement.
No. It's state-owned land.
It was Colorado State.
Programs, conservation programs.
We're just called state land.
Oh,
So do you take umbrage with the data that's in the green box, which is, I guess, just kind of factual? My only issue is I don't really know why we have to have the Parks and Rec information.
I agree. I like the information. I just don't think it fits with
No.
this.
No, it's not the same thing.
'Cause they're like, oh, we cover 90 square miles. Well, you don't really. You cover how many actual acres within that 90 square miles are Elizabeth Parks and Rec?
Probably primarily right over by Casey Jones.
Exactly. Evans Park, Casey Jones.
Right.
Done.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you want to delete that bullet entirely or change what it
No,
says?
really, the question is, do we even bring in Elizabeth Parks and Recs under this
Yeah.
Microphone,
whole
please.
conversation of land
Yeah.
conservation. It's completely different. In fact, it should probably go in the previous section.
Yeah,
where
I
we were
agree.
talking
I think
about-
we should definitely leave them in there because they are doing a good thing, but they
Yeah.
should not be under land conservation.
Yeah,
Agreed.
Yep, I agree with you.
it's a completely different use case.
So are you wanting to move the green box?
How about just move that one bullet point
Just move
from the
this-
green
Stop
box?
Sorry, my dogs were barking.
Woof.
We didn't even hear them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all the other data in their conservation lands, I mean, that is 11 square miles. That is actually 11 square miles of local conservation land.
Yeah, strip out the first bullet point.
And what did you all decide about the
Yeah,
first
I'm wor-
paragraph?
Which paragraph are we using, Kevin's or the KH?
I like Kevin's, but you guys tell me what you think.
I kind of like, I've always appreciated the word stewardship. And so I want to add that back in somehow, because to me, that is the character of, what, the agricultural and ranching community is. It's about the stewardship of the land to maintain what they do for the ag business.
So you're saying go with Kevin's and add stewardship, right?
Somehow add stewardship back.
And then
into
I'm fine with
Kevin's.
Kevin's if we could do privately protected through conservation and just eliminate easement.
Right,
Because conservation is in its own tool.
bingo.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then maybe these lands should be recognized not as vacant land awaiting future use, but as a long-term public and ecological asset that requires stewardship.
Are you implying there that that land shouldn't ever be improved or developed?
Well, it was until we removed conservation easement.
Oh, if it's in a conservation easement, I agree. I'm sorry.
Which part are you talking about?
Absolutely. I'm with you. My apologies.
And then for the bullet points, I think we need to delete the first one and then they need to recalculate the last bullet because I'm sure that takes in consideration Elizabeth Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Yeah, must, with that much.
But I'll state again, though, I don't think we need to remove Elizabeth Parks and Rec completely from this. I just don't think it's a right fit for this section.
No.
Yeah, that's right.
Pause right there just for a second.
I had a question here as well, because you say conservation lands in Elbert County, blah, 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 protected through conservation. Does that, conservation lands protected through conservation, does that make sense?
Is this from Kevin's?
When we could just call it lands in Elbert County instead of conservation lands. Because conservation is a tool in its own. I mean, when you're a conservationalist, I get what you're saying, though. It's just you're dueling of
Well,
words.
we took out conservation easement,
Right.
and that changed the context. So we need to change the first part.
Yeah, just
I think you need
eliminate
to-
the word conservation, the very first word, capitalize
And
the
just
word
start with
land.
lands in Elbert County.
Yeah.
So, well, it's not every land,
Or land.
not all lands.
No.
What if we left conservation in there and just added easement? Or lands protected by an easement, conservation easement? That gets wordy.
Yeah.
I think the word easement is important to be in there because they took it out of that previous paragraph.
Oh, Dan, I'm trying to remove the conservation easement throughout the whole thing, buddy. We're going to have a long night.
Wait, hang on. Conservation lands in Elbert County, whether publicly managed or privately protected, make a significant contribution to habitat
there you go.
protection.
Just get rid of
blah, blah, blah.
through, yeah, that's it, you got it.
There we go.
Okay, but help me with the last sentence. I don't want to say requires stewardship. It's what we do.
Mandates.
Yeah. that
That just makes it stronger.
it does make it stronger, but also it's like we're not doing stewardship, but it's already there. All right, let me think about it.
Warrants?
No, not warrants. It's what's being done already. It's just we want to call it out that, that there are good stewards of the land. I don't
Aren't we just defining that land has to be remained as for agricultural use? Can't we take out ecological asset and required long-term, just stick with long-term agricultural use? These lands should be recognized not as vacant land awaiting future use, but for long time or long-term agricultural use.
But remember, not all of this is going to be agricultural, right? So where we have state-owned land, it can be leased as agricultural, but it may not necessarily be agricultural.
Well, if it's leased as agriculture, it's going to be long-term agricultural use, right? Am I missing something there?
No, he's just calling out there are multiple uses for that land, besides agricultural. So we don't want to, narrow the scope of what it.
So this goes beyond a conservation lease or conservation easement.
Remember, there's a public aspect of this, right? So state-owned lands aren't necessarily always leased.
Right.
Okay.
And technically speaking, a conservation easement.
I see your point, and that does require maintenance.
And technically speaking, conservation easement typically doesn't allow the use of agriculture.
You say typically doesn't allow
Does
the
not
use?
allow the use of agriculture.
Every conservation easement I've ever been associated required agriculture.
No, a lot of them, you have to let the land be as the land was prior to agriculture. Like Colorado, look in Colorado open lands on your own time.
Everyone that I've been involved with Colorado has always been for agricultural use. No development.
No what?
No development.
Yeah, I would read through some of them. Because they only allow an envelope, it doesn't really matter in this conversation, but it only allows an envelope for agricultural use, not the entire property. Just like there's a building envelope, there's only specific areas for ag. Which is why I don't love that term. I think it just defeats the purpose for that property owner.
I'd be interested to hear your experiences there that set you up that way, but okay. There's a broader issue here than
Dan, I'll invite you to my meeting with Colorado Open Lands next Tuesday.
for land use or for,
For another project we're dealing with, yep.
okay?
Leave it for now. Just, highlight if someone comes up with a magical way of describing the stewardship.
It's got to be you, Kyle.
Okay. Stewardship? Yeah.
Yeah, we make it Kyle's fault. Kyle needs to do that.
All right. Continues support agriculture set. Oh, bullet points. Love bullet points. I love bullet points. I do.
We can say anything we want, just as long as it's in bullet points.
Yeah. Yeah, I can write.
I think what I did was I said the top parks blowout of 90 acres here and or 90 square miles here and 11 square miles there didn't make sense, right? And so instead of quantifying it, I said, why should we use it? We want to protect the wildlife, preserve ag land and ranching landscapes, maintain scenic views, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell when I lack sleep and I'm writing.
No, I like it.
I like it too, yeah.
In addition to the previous bullets or replacing the previous bullets?
Scroll back.
That is the question.
Yeah, let's roll back.
Well, we know bullet 1 is gone.
Well, I think it should be,
Both, right?
yeah, both.
Because those,
this
I mean,
is
Yeah.
the green
data.
box is
Yeah.
just factual,
Yeah, it's
which
just
is helpful. I
Yeah,
think.
that's not the
land data.
I
text.
see it more as like a graphic, kind of.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't do graphics.
One more sentence.
All right. Local and regional tourism.
Are we adding in this last sentence as well, where recreation access can be expanded?
Well, I guess it doesn't really fit with the conservation discussion.
No.
I would not.
No.
Okay,
Strike.
I'm glad I've asked.
Thank you.
Whoops. And then this is just a note, so don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the part, I'll let you all know, I did not pull Kevin's language over because they didn't match up. So we
Match
can
up.
go back and forth, or maybe Kevin can let us know. Kevin, I'm sorry, I should be talking to you as well. You can let us know how to approach this next part. There we go.
Kevin, what was the biggest difference in your take on this as compared to the KH version?
Flip it back over if you don't mind to mine.
Sure, give it me 1 second. Oh, I need to share window.
This is
Sorry, I went too far.
Up.
Is that
Yeah.
what we're already done with chapter?
It'd be nice if we
Local
had that,
tourism.
but yeah.
Here we go.
We are well suited for gravel and road biking.
Ouch.
One of the most notable cycling events they talk about.
Oh, yeah, I always love it when I'm pulling the big horse trailer
I know.
down 86 and there's 3 bicyclists abreast each other on a blind
And you
hill.
can't pass. That's right.
No, a blind hill.
Yeah. So you're just going to be behind the bicycles for a while.
Yeah, I kind of poo-pooed the stuff that KH put together and refocused it back on, what is currently achievable in this space.
Yeah, do you guys see the Kimley Horn one highlights our golf course? It is a 18-hole championship course.
We have an 18-hole championship course?
Spring Valley Golf Club, apparently.
Okay.
They wouldn't allow you in, Kevin. That's why you don't know. It's an exclusive club.
You know the PGA's coming here next. You just know it.
Are you kidding, right?
Yes, I am kidding. That
Okay,
was
thank you.
tongue in
Wow.
cheek.
I was gonna say, if you ever played that.
I feel better now that I can recognize sarcasm. But yeah, without serious planning, without serious focus, we need to capitalize on what we currently do
Yeah.
and currently have to take advantage of.
I agree. Not to mention that, I mean, if we're highlighting cycling and golfing, that changes the dynamic of what our county looks like right now. We don't have roads with bike lanes. And it really would, if we started to have a lot of bike races out here, we would have to do a lot of upgrades to our services and infrastructure.
Especially
Or
emergency.
shut down traffic lanes.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, whenever they do the biking events that come up in through Franktown, even through that, I mean, it's not safe. It's not safe. So, yeah, I like Kevin's more focused on
What we do offer
what we do offer here.
that sets us apart right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep,
Rather
agreed.
than trying to turn us into something that we're really not.
Right, yeah.
Including the subtitle, Tourism and Recreation Economy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I would say from Kimley Horns, including all of that, the pictures, the 4 different subcategories.
The only
Because-
one that might be worth leaving is the golf, only because it's such an integral part of Spring Valley. But that would be
doesn't need
the
to be
only
in our
part I would
comp plan.
consider leaving at all.
And just so we're clear, there was no discussion of golf in the last comprehensive plan. Just FYI.
Do we have any other golf courses besides Spring Valley?
No.
No, that's what I said, we're not a golfing community here.
No, but you have it in your description, so
I did.
I think it's fine.
But I don't think we need the
No,
4
we don't.
categories there.
No, we don't.
Because there's a whole one community, like all about golf.
So delete all 4 of those, the photos and the
Please.
description.
Everything.
Everything on
Yep.
page 83. Oh, you all can't see what I'm doing now.
No, we can't,
Let's
but that's okay.
do.
I want to know who Garfield is. Oh, that's you?
Garfield's is a cat.
Oh,
Amber.
gotcha.
That's Amber, actually. Okay, we changed that subtitle, we changed that text, we made a note to remove the photos and the text on page 83.
Okay.
Took that out. Now,
Youth programs.
oh, I see. I had put the text by the photos as
Oh,
text. Let me delete that.
yep, not a problem.
I will say, as we're talking about the 4-H stuff, which is next, again,
We
this,
should Go ahead.
oh, I was just going to say, this isn't something that was in the last comprehensive plan. However, the way that Kevin couches it, which is like, this is one of the ways rural culture is passed forward to the next generation. I do like the inclusion of it, and I think it's something that could pair easily next to the tourism, recreation, and share the page with, youth programs that kind of preserve our way of life here in Elbert County.
Okay.
So I'm open to it, but I like it the way that Kevin has framed the conversation versus just like, here's just one more activity we have for youth.
Oh, sure.
Any of us not involved with 4-H? I know I grew up in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my kids are in it.
I think it's a very important part of our community.
Absolutely.
And you go into any restaurant or come to commissioner meetings and you see pictures, you see people awarded. It's just a big part of who we are. So.
And if you're here at the end of July, you're going to be involved in fair somehow.
Right.
Sure.
Yep. Question or comment?
Comment?
I,
Are we going to include FFA and FCCLA?
Hang on, I switched off my headset, so I gotta go plug it in.
I think that's a great call out, John. Those are the other programs, if we're going to include the programs, it might be good to.
I think that's appropriate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good comment.
Thank you, John.
Yep.
I heard you say FFA. What was the other one you said?
We have an extra microphone over here for John.
FCC.
FCCLA, which is basically FFA focusing on culinary.
Oh.
Culinary.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is that how you?
Where is that program, John? Is that down in Elbert?
Most schools have FFA.
I think it's in all but one of the schools. I think it's in all the schools except for.
They're all good
Well,
agricultural
The,
things.
the only school, to my knowledge, has an FFA chapter is Elbert. I've not heard of the
FCC.
I'm
Is it
sorry,
just a subdivision?
FCCLA
Yeah.
in this county. Where is it?
I just said every place but Elizabeth.
I don't, what's it stand for?
Family,
He can't be heard, so you all will need to repeat what he's saying, please. If you're going to use the
FCCLA,
audience.
Family, Career, and Community Leaders. Is that what this
it's
is?
the culinary aspect of the FFA program.
I don't know what that stands for.
These kids are all cooks or chefs.
It is.
Somebody Google it.
Would you like to say programs such as 4-H, FFA, and other similar
I would like
activities?
that.
Kind of those two are like the two
Just in case.
primary.
The primary ones are FFA and 4-H.
That's the primary ones, but there is others, so.
Yeah.
Right.
The internet is telling me that there is a culinary and hospitality one, FCCLA in Elizabeth.
Should be in all schools.
Or it's at least available. Okay. I think as long as we call out the two popular ones that people will recognize,
Yeah, we
anything.
can say and others.
And
or-
others.
And others.
We're good.
Yep,
We're good.
we're covered.
Is there a reason not to include that third paragraph from Kimley Horn about Elbert County 4-H, part of the Colorado State University Extension, that paragraph? That is meaningful to our county.
Uh-oh. Pretend I didn't do that. Okay. This one.
No, I mean, we could include that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's good
It's
additional
good to have that.
information.
And I would take it even farther to the last paragraph. Throughout the year, participants continue on.
Sorry.
So
What are
we
you
have-
asking?
Which one?
The last paragraph also on the,
That's what you were just talking about.
well, no, I was talking about the one before that, Elbert County. So those two paragraphs, I think, are part
I
of.
don't think we need to have that whole paragraph dividing up like all the different ages and what they're called. I don't think that's necessary. I think we can minimize that to like a couple sentences of, I was thinking the last one when you said that, not the middle one that lists all the different age categories and what they call them. It's just because we're talking about FFA and 4-H now. So
Well, let's simplify that then by taking out just leave it at a wide range of variety of projects and activities, and then take out younger participants through age 18 and the word agriculture.
I mean-
then it takes out the wordiness of it, but it still
Kevin's-
leaves you with the basics.
Kevin's does have a whole sentence about that. The part that made it more interesting to me about including the last paragraph is that it does talk about the fair, and it talks about working with that there's scholarships available and at the fairgrounds in Kiowa and the extension office. So, but I just there's a whole sentence here. It says youth-oriented facilities, fairgrounds, agricultural education, community events that reinforce local identity and serve families. So I don't think we need to spend a lot of time highlighting these organizations. We just want to identify that they exist, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a little
Thoughts?
too wordy. Hers is a little too wordy.
And I agree, shouldn't be an advertisement for 4-H or FFA or the Leadership Academy. It should be, just support for the youth programs that we can at the county level
It's
do.
more like just recognition that it exists.
Yeah, you guys need to speak into the microphone.
Saying, I think it should just be more about the recognition that it exists and it's part of what is building our way of life or passing on our way of life to the next generation.
Yep.
Okay, you want these
And I like
two
to call out,
paragraphs?
I like to call out that says the county should continue to support youth-oriented facilities, fairgrounds. I like that part. So that's the action item. That's what, what we need to identify as a bullet point of, making sure we pay attention to it. So I kind of like Kevin's.
On a broad scope as this is, I can't argue that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So take out the rest of the 4-H
Yes,
section.
Yes.
just take out everything.
Okay. And how about on the second page, they had these photos and again, 3 or 4.
I don't think we need that. My opinion would be to strike it.
Take all that.
What do others think?
Is that the one with the can and his cowboy hat?
I would leave,
I don't see any cowboy.
I would leave it, like competition and fairs. That's rather significant for us.
Yeah, but again, this isn't an advertisement.
Yeah.
This is
I understand
really,
it's short.
and we're talking about supporting these kinds of events. There's a whole sentence that basically lays out and removes the need for all of this information. It's not relevant.
I see it as part of our county, but have it your way if you feel it's inappropriate.
Maybe, can we just include one picture that would be appropriate with some sort of title under it? Take one of those pictures and just make it part of it without making it advertising, just to call someone attention to this section. As a compromise.
How about the top picture, competition and fairs, that verbiage, and then the third one with a young man, a dog looking up at him,
No.
leadership and citizenship.
I don't think there's anything super special. I mean, if we're going to keep anything, the pig one. But I think it's fluff, just so we're clear.
It is fluff. There's other fluff in here.
Well, I feel like all the other pictures and graphics at least are conveying something that is
Informational.
information. Yeah. Like this just kind of feels like more of an
Oh,
ad.
come on. It's just one feel good.
All right, can we keep the pig and get rid of the others? And move on?
Yeah.
Kyle wants to keep the
Let's
pig.
keep the pig and let's get rid of the other ones.
Yeah.
And maybe just say many youth participate, since we have been talking about FFA and 4-H. Like, let's just say youth participate in county fair and
Well,
state fair.
I wasn't even going to put that as a description. Just
We gotta have
say
something, or just say Elbert County Fair.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, just something simple
fine.
to call it out.
Yeah, that's fine.
There we go.
Leave the pig, take the
Leave
cannoli.
the pig. It's a feel good.
Okay, then I added in. Kevin's
After all, it is
planning
what's for
direction
breakfast.
Section.
What'd you say, Jennifer?
The next is I added in Kevin's planning direction section for you all to consider before we get to goals and strategies.
Thank you. Question, answer?
The next for you to consider is the addition of the planning direction section.
Yes, sir, John?
Just was thinking about the recent experience of the Elizabeth State.
Yes, sir? What?
In the county, we have students who are members of women's professional organizations.
I'm sorry, guys, if you're going to have the audience speak, you're going to have them use a microphone or you all, because the people online, they can't hear. That's why John is responding, asking what you're asking him, John online.
yeah.
So, I mean, work sessions don't typically have audience
That's true.
input, but I'm just letting you know what protocol is.
It's true.
I'm thinking this.
Yeah, and please use the microphone, because we definitely can't hear.
Well, the protocol question is, do we allow, public comment while we're working through this session?
In a work session.
In a work session.
Are we back, John?
What's that, Kevin?
Kevin, John Hill is here in the room wanting to speak. Kevin doesn't know that.
So what's the question, John?
Well, yeah, John was just adding context to, particular programs that are associated with like the Elizabeth Stampede. And the question is, the question from Jennifer is, with regards to this working session, is the public comment by John appropriate for this protocol?
And the answer is really not. It's a working session. So, I mean, I appreciate it, John, but we're trying to keep this as brief as possible because we've got, well, we're past the halfway point, I think.
Yeah.
Or we're on the halfway point.
Yeah.
And apologies, it's really just an issue of the microphones and the setup. So
Right.
just trying to be.
So thank you, John.
We have to be careful about the precedent we're setting too.
Yeah. Okay. Planning direction. So basically, this is kind of the format for setting up the strategic initiatives associated with this particular section.
Yes.
Right. Principal first.
I'm fine
Is
with
there
it.
really such a thing as open space policy now that we've kind of changed things around? Isn't it like
Well, it is now that it's written.
land use, or what did we call it? The
Land conservation.
land conservation. It's not really open space. Like I
So
told you guys.
You want to call it recreation and land conservation policy?
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Sounds better.
If we're not talking about a PUD, I don't think we should use the word open space.
Perfect. That's fine.
Yeah. Two is good. I like two. Three is perfect.
I like 4 too.
Yeah.
Four's
Yeah,
good.
I'm good with all of them.
Yeah. Okay.
That's good.
Oh, thank you for putting them right with each other. Jennifer.
Yep. I like the goal, or the
top?
the top of the goal. Yeah. I'm sorry. I was reading 7-1. I like 7-1.
Oh. Were you reading the very top part though?
No,
Can you go back up a second?
Yeah, I jumped. Sorry.
Can you use your microphone, Robert?
Sure. Wait until your father gets home. I'm sure it's a good outline. Yeah.
I think it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. I already approved 7-1. How about you guys?
Kevin's version.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, like Kevin said.
Why? Why do we need this? I don't really know how I feel about this next one.
I would just add that we do have regulations and significant cost associated with open space in our regulations. And so if we did have some type of plan, it could outline how that money is spent. In addition to, again, we're collecting money without a plan on what to do with it. There is, in the resolution, there's an outline of a few options, but a plan could further identify what the county's vision is long-term for open space or trails. And that could be something that's very ambitious, or it could be something that's very narrow, but at least it would provide guidance for both regulations now, regulations to come.
What does the money go to right now?
It goes to the fairgrounds.
And is that just considered recreation, or what? How is that? Like, how would it fall here? It's not a park. Is it open space? How would it fall in this type of a master plan?
The fairgrounds?
Yeah.
It goes to the fairgrounds because that's how the resolution is written right now, and there's nothing else for the county to spend that money on, essentially. And I want to be careful because I'm not trying to speak on an area beyond my expertise, but we do collect significant open space cash in lieu funds from subdivisions. And from my perspective, a plan would be very helpful so that if we want land dedicated to us, whether that's large tracts of land, whether that's floodplain, whether that's land for trails, a plan would tell us what our ultimate goal is. And from my professional opinion right now, that is missing. Mm-hmm. And I apologize, I'm not trying to get too involved. I'm just letting you know that that's something I would hope to come out of this would be a recommendation for a plan. And I don't think it would say, the county needs to have a huge parks and rec department, open rec centers and build parks on every corner. Not at all. I think it would be very
But to have
specific.
some framework.
Framework, because
instead
now.
Instead of the money just going to the fairground and
it's significant that we collect on our subdivisions.
We're not putting significant amounts of money into the fairgrounds, because if we were, our fairgrounds would look very different. So does that money just sit in an account?
Yes, it does.
Because, you go to Douglas County Fairgrounds and you see, that is a very nice area, been redone to have conferences.
Right.
Our fairgrounds look nothing like that.
Right. Which is probably a whole other discussion, right? But maybe the fairgrounds is a component of our open space plan.
Back on track real quick.
Sorry.
Well,
I think we're agreeing with the idea.
No, I'm not. I was just going to say what I'm concerned about is just that this sounds like a big, huge bureaucracy of the county. And I'm just not sure, because it's like once you create the plan, then you need lots of money.
I went low. I'm thinking slush fund.
Right.
And so, having a plan in place basically says we can allocate funds. We can take the money from the open space product and actually deploy it appropriately and correctly, including for the fairgrounds. But can we do more? And I think if you look at the next bullet points, it kind of supports that general context of a plan, right?
I think I would be okay with this if rather than prepare, we use the word consider.
100%. And I would take out parks, maybe. Consider
because
preparing.
I don't want to replicate what Elizabeth Parks and Rec is doing or whatever, but
right.
But I think consider is a word we could use that doesn't it's not prescriptive. You have to do it. It's just consider if this is something that would be a good idea. I would say with lots of input from other organizations who do this kind of stuff in our community.
What is the problem with actually suggesting a plan, prepare a plan? I don't even insist upon.
You're going to go borrow something from Douglas County and and force fit it into what we do from Elbert County, as an example.
Well, don't we have a master plan for land use? We have one now, don't we? A master plan for land use?
That's the comp plan.
I guess my only concern about this would be that we got a lot of money right now that we don't invest into something like the fairgrounds that we could potentially, I mean, as a family who uses the fairgrounds a lot for my kids' activities, I would definitely, and we do as a county too, right? That I think there's a lot of improvement that could be made there. But I worry that if you create like this big entity, now we have a master plan, that would open the door to potentially like taxing people in order to carry out a vision that's grandiose and maybe not even consistent with who we are. And I know that's part of the language. But to me, I worry if we make too big of a plan that's very comprehensive, that could end up resulting in taxing people. And I don't want that.
We'd have to have a district to tax people. The plan could be as simple
It's
as.
just, I mean, as a talking point, like, oh, we've got this great master plan for how to attract people to our community. That's a talking point for trying to, taxed in order to achieve this new vision that's going to attract people to our community. That's all. That's all that I'm in the long run. That's not what this is, which is why I said if we use the word consider, that's something that can be talked about later on.
I'm fine leaving it with consider in it. But like you said, should we remove parks?
And just make it a recreation and open space?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
And just in your professional opinion, the fairgrounds and stuff would fall into recreation?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, so we're all good with 711?
Yes.
Yep, all right, 721?
I like Kevin's on 721.
Yeah. Yeah, that sentence by Kim, KH doesn't make any sense, so,
I just don't know what a conservation subdivision is.
yeah,
It scares me what that could be.
yeah.
Well, if we're going to accept Kevin's in 2.1, we
need to do it for.
Oh, this should be 1.2.
Yeah, it should be 1.2. Yeah, there we go. And then, we have to change it for 1.3 too.
Everybody good on 713? Yep.
I'm
all
sorry,
right.
for number one, looking at theirs, would it consider adopting be better than consider preparing? Preparing's a little bit like,
You could take out preparing just
Couldn't we just say consider?
because it is consider a recreation. and
just
open
consider,
space.
okay,
Consider the master plan.
okay, perfect. Okay,
Okay, 714?
Clustering.
Comments?
And tell I'm cranky again.
Wasn't
I
going to
could
say
tell.
anything.
Under my breath, I said I didn't really like either. Yeah, I could tell you were getting a little snarky towards the ends of these. I don't really like encourage the impact development.
Do we need that last comment?
Don't need
After the
last
comma?
Delete
No,
it.
Delete.
just take that all the
Yeah.
way back to inefficiency and put a period on it.
I'd be fine.
Why don't we delete the whole strategy?
And that removes the snark.
Can we just delete the strategy? I don't know if I like any of the language.
You guys need to start using the microphones again, guys.
I'm literally 2 inches from the microphone. Yep.
Huh.
delete 1.4?
Yes.
That's what I'm hearing.
Bye.
I kind of feel like Kevin's a little wordy, and I don't mind KH's on this one. It could also be my brain power since it's 9:15.
Do we really want to make it a priority that we expand our outdoor recreation programs?
I can
'Cause
just barely hear you.
I was very close. I don't know. I'm just asking, does it really need to be a county priority to expand outdoor recreation and programs? I mean, I'm thinking now to like, I think it was Elizabeth Parks and Rec tried to get a community swimming pool and tried to increase taxes. And the residents said, no, thanks, not interested in that. If we want to go swimming, we'll go into Parker. I guess I worry that if we're incentivizing it too much at the cost of finances from our constituents, or our lifestyle, our rural lifestyle, that might not be what the people want to see. I just don't know. What do you guys think?
It might be what they do want too. I've discussed putting a pool in the Elizabeth area for a long time, and many have asked for one, as an example.
But the taxpayers voted it down because they didn't want to pay for it.
And they should be the ones that define that.
But this is us saying that the county knows best and the people need it.
Not necessarily.
When you create a strategy, it's the
for
county saying, this is the strategy forward. This is what we are going to incentivize.
If people don't want it, they'll vote it down again.
Yeah, I think the approach for 7.2 was a reach, right? Expand public access to outdoor recreation programs. That's a mandate, as opposed to expand recreation access and programming in ways that are compatible, and then going down and figuring out ways to fund it. Pursue grant funding and partnership for trails, blah blah blah, and keep scrolling down. Each one of the things become, we support 4-H, fairgrounds, etc. We encourage trail and open space improvements in or near existing communities, but we're always trying to find ways to support this as opposed to mandating. Thou shalt go and create parks and recreation. Find public funds for things that can be accomplished.
Yeah, Kevin, I'm fine with the way that you wrote it. I think it kind of hits Nicole's points a little bit, to where it's not a mandate, it's to try to find alternatives and where it's appropriately needed.
And maybe my pushback is here at the beginning, because the way it's titled is that we need to expand public access. And I mean, the only way you get public offerings is if the government owns it, and then the government has to maintain it.
We do, instead of expand, encourage.
Maybe encourage.
There we go. That works.
Yeah.
There you go. That's fine. Yep.
It works.
And then everything that follows that kind of falls under that encouragement.
Needs to be Kevin's language.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
That was simple.
Robert, you just jinxed us. I don't know what you were thinking.
I was going to say, Jennifer hasn't striked it yet.
Sorry. All right. Well, we're done, right? No.
No strategy.
So do you want to use the word encourage again instead of leveraging? Because leveraging means that this is mandated, so you need to go out and find this funding.
I like encourage.
Everybody else okay with that?
Yes.
I'm good.
Okay.
I like Kevin's.
Yep.
731, like Kevin's. Who's GoCo?
It's a CPW. I forgot what the name. It was right up above, but it's basically their funding for trails and open spaces.
Oh, all right.
Should we just change pursue to consider?
Or explore.
Explore is fine, but just so it's not like
I like
mandatory.
explore. Explore fits in with land conservation.
Yeah, explore. Okay. Are we good with 732 with Kevin now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good, all right, moving on.
Blake's going to open this and just crying of all the red ink.
Just give him our stuff so he doesn't even see the strike throughs.
Just don't copy and paste this.
Oh, the consultants?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I'm giving them a nice clean version.
Yeah, I don't want to make Blake cry when he wakes up or something. You know?
If you do, though, I want somebody to take pictures.
Yeah.
Like Kevin's too. I don't think we need to have a new committee for parks, trails,
Yeah.
and open spaces.
That's fine.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. I like
Kevin's just has more meat on the bone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. A lot more. That's good.
Okay.
did we
Congratulations.
finish another chapter?
We are done.
Yes, we did.
For
And I
tonight.
think everybody is
I
done.
think we're done. Yeah, I agree.
Toasted.
Stick a fork in us.
We can just strike.
We are fried. Thank y'all. Good stuff.
Thank you, Kevin.
Do we need to
I won't
get
be
something on the
here on cast
agenda
next
here,
time.
Jennifer, for when we're going to do this again? I think we were hoping we would be done at this meeting.
And we're not.
How many more chapters are there? Or is it 12?
12 plus an appendix. I don't know that you need to do the appendix, but I'm just
Yeah,
letting
so
you know.
12. And we just finished chapter 7.
And
We're getting we're averaging 2 chapters.
Jennifer, did you say that you don't think this board is going to want to review the appendix? Do you know who you've been working with?
I don't know if you do or not.
I did a rewrite of the appendix.
Oh, Kevin said he did a rewrite of it.
Are you joking, Kevin?
Let's call it 13.
I am joking.
Thank God.
And yes, we can certainly look at calendars and see what works for you all
Okay.
We should.
for future.
When's our next meeting? The 6th?
I believe it's the 7th. Let me get that.
Motion to adjourn?
Wait,
Not if you want
we
to
need to do
schedule.
this, dude.
What?
We need to look at the calendars.
Look at the calendars, Mr. Politek.
All right.
So you all have a regular meeting on July 7th, and you do have 1, 2, 3, I believe 4 items. So
Yeah.
Yuck.
they're not super lengthy, but there are several stacked up for you. So
This takes a lot of brain power to do this. I prefer to, it's a little bit harder when you have to set aside an hour or 2 hours to do other things before you can even start this.
right. So you could potentially add one there or not. You could do July 21st, which is your third Tuesday in July. Or are you looking for something sooner than that?
Well, I guess the only thing is what's the timeline we're working up against to have this completed?
It's your document.
Okay, but
So you
is
can-
Kimley Horn, or is there some outside deadline that we need to be aware of?
That
No?
I'm aware of. It's,
Oh.
again, it's your your document to
And then July 21st, that's
complete or not.
fully a work session, right?
Yeah.
Work session only.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Did you hear that, Kevin and John?
What's the date? I'm looking at my calendar.
21st.
21st of July.
Ouch.
I heard it, so it's okay.
Yep, good.
Okay.
And what we can do, if you all can give us a day or two, we can clean up the 2 chapters from tonight and send that out with the next date.
Okay.
Great. Thank
Perfect.
you.
Thank you.
And I
Thank
did
you.
send out the PUD information that was requested. Did you all see that?
Oh,
Is that what
yeah.
you were looking for?
Yeah.
Yes, that was good.
That's great. Thank you.
Okay, if you need other details, just let me know.
Do you recommend we put like a chart in there, like kind of create like a visual to represent in that section, or do you think we need to?
Oh, I don't know what you're trying to achieve or where you're planning to put it
Okay. Well, I know we were talking about putting it in that housing section.
in the housing section.
Yeah, but yeah, maybe that's something we can have Kimberly Horn put together, like a little graphic using this data.
Sounds
I
like
had
a task
sent
for
out
Emily
some
Horn.
PUD information, those approvals, the zonings and plating. No, I sent it out last week.
It's in an email.
But you all will have a regular meeting on the 7th, your next work session on the 21st of July. How are we talking about the end of July?
Yeah, I know.
I know.
It's going to be back
Do
to
you
school.
expect that we will have anything that first Tuesday of August?
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to have a land use?
Most likely.
Okay.
Nothing is 100% yet, but there's several things percolating that we'll likely try to get on there because we have already scheduled your first meeting in September for a large solar project.
Okay. So are we thinking then maybe that, and we don't have to, but that second Tuesday in August, we won't necessarily be having a land use application to review? Could potentially be a working session if we don't finish in July?
Sure. Yeah, we're not scheduling any land use for the third Tuesdays.
Okay. All right.
No, we are keeping those open for you all. And then if the queue gets too long, we'll let you know and ask if you all are open to having a special meeting, but we're not planning on that right now.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds great. Thank you.
Okay.
Now. Motion?
Motion? Oh, sorry.
I move that we adjourn.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody.